We are back on the record in hearing number 2020-02615, the matter of the discrimination complaint of Rachel Devlin versus Brown County. We are moving forward into the respondent's case after taking a lunch break, and Attorney Nelson had indicated that her first witness would be Ms. Woodward. Is she on? I don't see her on the screen.
He should be jumping on. Let me go check in the other room real quick.
Okay.
Her computer rebooted on her. She is about to jump on. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right.
Technical difficulties.
I thought maybe we had scared her off by chewing.
No, I told her she could leave and come back at 12:30. So I didn't want her to not get a lunch if she wanted one. So.
Okay, it looks like she's coming on board right now. Ms. Woodward, can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right, you've been called as a witness by Brown County in this case, and I'll swear you in for your testimony. If you'd please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And if you would state your name for the record, spelling your last name.
Amanda Woodward, Woodward.
Do you work for Brown County?
I do not. I used to.
You used to. Oh, and when was the last time that you worked for Brown County?
It was May of 2021.
And what was your position in May of 2021?
Director of Nursing at the Community Treatment Center.
And why do you not work for Brown County anymore?
Mostly the stress related to the position.
Did you voluntarily terminate your employment there?
Yes.
Right. All right. Attorney Mary Nelson is going to have some questions for you at this time.
Thank you. Kara, is the binder of exhibits with Ms. Woodward?
I was going to give it to her whenever you gave me the go ahead.
Please.
Okay.
Do that now before I start. Yes. Good afternoon, Ms. Woodward.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. My name is Mary Nelson. I am an attorney who represents Brown County. Have you and I ever spoken before today?
No, I don't believe so, no.
Have we ever met?
No.
And you are appearing here today pursuant to a subpoena?
Correct.
You know the complainant, Rachel Devlin,
Yes.
and are you friends with Ms. Devlin?
Yes.
Have you spoken with Ms. Devlin about your testimony here today?
Not specifically about the testimony, but she kind of let me know that she was going to be kind of cross-examining me
And when did she notify you of that?
yesterday.
And was she notifying you of that yesterday because she had, on or about August 24th, told you in a text message that she wouldn't be asking you any questions?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Other than text messaging with Ms. Devlin, have you had any over the phone or face-to-face meetings with her about this matter?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Now you had, in response to Judge Gellhardt's questions, you had testified that you previously worked with Brown County or for Brown County as a director of nursing at CTC.
Yep.
And so this morning we heard testimony about different positions, a floor nurse, a charge nurse, and a director of nursing.
Can I
And
just interrupt for 1 second? What's the acronym CTC stand for?
Ms. Woodward?
Community Treatment Center.
Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you. And so just to provide some context and understanding for Judge Gellhard, strike that. I do want to cover this, but are you currently employed?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work at Willow Creek. It's a psychiatric hospital.
Is that also located in Green Bay?
Yes.
And your position there is what?
Registered nurse.
And so the questions I want to ask in terms of the positions of, and a floor nurse is a registered nurse, correct? In terms of at CTC?
Yes.
And so my questions are in the context of when you were working at CTC, okay?
Okay.
So a floor nurse or an RN at CTC, what is that particular position's principal duty and responsibilities?
Mostly direct patient care. So doing assessments, passing medications, admitting patients.
And a charge nurse, what are the principal duties and responsibilities? And again, back at the time that you were working at CTC, what were the principal duties and responsibilities of a charge nurse?
Arranging medical clearance for new admissions, taking information for new admissions. They did scheduling. They also did oversight of the floor nurses and the CNAs.
Okay. And I know that it's there's been testimony about something called a 1600 group.
Yes.
What, and again, within that same time frame, can you explain to Judge Gellhard what a 1600 group was?
That was the 4 p.m. nursing group. So one of the nurses, typically, I think at the time, the charge nurse was in charge of doing the preparing the meeting and meeting with the patients in a group.
What type of topics were covered?
They did topics like specific medications, specific disease processes, coping skills, just kind of general psychiatric related topics.
And were the 1600 the 1600 groups something that were provided every day?
Yes, they were supposed to. They're mandated by the state.
And with respect to the 1600 group, what was the charge nurse's role, duty, or responsibilities with that particular group?
Preparing content for the meeting and then also hosting the meeting.
And why was that duty and responsibility assigned to a charge nurse versus a floor nurse or a CNA or someone else?
It has to be run by a registered nurse. It could be delegated and when there's emergent situations going on, when the charge nurse or floor nurses couldn't do that. But I believe what was going on was it was getting too much for the floor nurses to handle that responsibility on top of their normal responsibilities. So we had the floor or the charge nurse start doing that.
You use the term emergent. Can you give me an example of what an emergent situation might be in terms of delegating, meaning the charge nurse delegating that duty?
It could be as simple as having an admission come in. It could be handling patient behaviors.
And under those circumstances, the 1600 group could be delegated to who or what position?
Preferably a registered nurse, but they could have it delegated to one of the CNAs.
Okay, so you've described any other principal duties and responsibilities of a charge nurse back when you were with
Miscellaneous duties like assisting the director of nursing with audits, paper audits, doing I can't even really think. I know she helped me out with like, I'm trying to think here. COVID planning for nursing meetings, things like that.
And so you, in your career with Brown County, did you hold the position of floor nurse for a period of time?
Yes, I did.
Did you ever hold the position of charge nurse?
No.
But you,
I worked as a charge nurse, but I didn't have that specific title.
okay. And did you, and you worked as a director of nursing?
Yes.
And during your tenure, what were your principal duties and responsibilities as director of nursing?
Oversight of staff, making sure that we're following state and federal regulations, updating policies and procedures, doing education for staff. It was a pretty broad list of duties, but generally oversight.
You know, and you know Ms. Devlin, correct? I think we've
Correct.
established that. Okay. So in the binder in front of you, Ms. Woodward, I want to review a series of documents. And if you open it up, and we'll go through them slowly, because I know this is not something that you've seen before, but each of the documents is separated by a tab. And during the course of the hearing, the tab that I may refer to doesn't necessarily correspond with the exhibit number because Judge Gelhardt is assigning exhibit numbers to them, okay? But so what I wanted to do was hopefully go through these in as much order as possible. But I'd like to start with R5. Tab R5. Let me know when you're there.
Okay.
Has this already been marked, Attorney Nelson?
Yes, Judge. This is Exhibit 6. And and about halfway down, Ms. Woodward, you'll see that it started off as, or the original email was an email from Megan Winnie at Unum to you, to Human Resources, to Human Benefits, and to Tammy Christensen. Who was Tammy Christensen? What position did she hold, if you remember?
She was the scheduler for the CTC.
And what did the scheduler do?
Schedule the staffing for the building. So plan the schedules.
And you were a recipient. Looking at this email, Ms. Woodward, does this look familiar to you as an email that you've received before?
Oh yeah, I've seen lots of these.
Okay, meaning lots of them just for Ms. Devlin or for other employees?
For other employees too.
And this is this a standard communication from Unum?
Yes.
And as you understand it, what is the purpose or point of the communication in the email that's marked as Exhibit 6?
Okay, it's marked Exhibit 5 for me. So are we on the same one?
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
Okay.
there's a dual exhibit. So I am marking them as they come in. And so it's Exhibit 6 for the trial, but it was Respondent's Exhibit 5 before the hearing.
My apologies. I jumped the gun. I tried to be efficient and help Judge Gelhardt out, and it didn't work out. So please ignore the stamped exhibit stickers at the bottom of the document.
Okay, just
Okay.
want to clarify.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I don't want you to be confused. So, but let me
Okay,
just ask the
can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Sure, I can. With this particular document, so it's something that you had received before, not just for Ms. Devlin, but for other employees under your supervision.
Right.
What was the purpose of the email as you understood it?
From what I understood, it was basically just an FYI from Unum that these are the hours that she applied for with her FMLA.
Okay.
So if she had a call in, she would go onto Unum's website and mark the hours and dates missed. And then we'd receive this documentation, just I think basically as an FYI.
And so this type of document, whether for Ms. Devlin or for any other employees, in terms of what you remember having seen Ms. Woodward when you were the director of nursing, is it the same type of information and format? Meaning there wasn't anything special about this particular document as compared to any others, was there? That you can
I don't believe
remember?
so. Not that I can see from this.
And as I understand it, there's no information in here in terms of the specific reason for the FML, the approved FMLA leave.
Correct.
Okay. And there's this some writing. It says, "Please note." Do you see a couple
Yes.
above the thank you?
Mhm.
It says, "Please note, if at any time there is reason to doubt the validity of the employee's leave or a particular absence, please notify Unum immediately, as this information may affect Unum's leave decision." Was that a standard? First of all, did I read that correctly?
Yes, I believe so.
And do you recall, was this a standard sentence in these types of notifications that you recall receiving or reviewing from Unum?
The general email looks familiar. It doesn't, but I can't say for sure if this specific sentence was on each one.
Okay. In your role as the director of nursing, whether it concerned Ms. Devlin or anyone else taking approved FMLA leave, was it one of your duties or responsibilities to monitor that particular employee's FMLA leave or any type of leave?
Not necessarily. Like I said, this was just more of an FYI. So
Okay.
there wasn't anything that I would do differently having read this email.
Okay, thank you. If I could direct your attention, please, to, it's going to be under tab R6. And this document has been marked. I know it's not going to reflect it on what you're looking at, Ms. Woodward, but just for the record, it's been marked as Exhibit 14.
Okay.
And this is the CTC's attendance and mandatory overtime policy and procedure. Is that correct?
Correct.
And towards the upper right-hand corner of the document, there's your name appears.
Correct.
And so with respect to this particular policy, Ms. Woodward, do you recall what the purpose and intent of the policy was?
Um,
And please feel free if you want to look through it.
yeah. I think it was just to make an overall guidance for staff, you know, based on, hold on, I'm just trying to look here real quick. Yeah, so it spells out what the casual days are, tardies, things like that, and then basically consequences of not adhering to the policy.
Okay, and the page 5 of 5 of that policy. If you turn to page in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see some base stamp numbers.
Yep.
And it's BC093.
Yep.
There's a section addressing Family and Medical Leave Act.
Correct.
And that first sentence states absences covered by the Family and Medical Leave Act. Parenthetical FMLA will not be counted as absences under the FMLA policy. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, that's correct.
Which you understood meant what?
That we don't count absences if she's filing or anyone's filing them under their FMLA.
Okay, thank you.
You know what? That part of that
Go ahead.
response broke up. If you could just repeat your response, Ms. Woodward.
Judge, are you still? Oh,
Yes, I was just saying that Ms. Woodward's response was broken up, and I didn't hear all of it, and I'm sure the recording didn't pick up all of it. So if you could just repeat your response.
Okay. When people are filing their absences under FMLA, we don't count those as, you know, something they would have corrective action over. They're not counted as absences in how we describe it in the policy.
okay, thank you. If I could please direct your attention to tab R8.
Yes.
And Judge, if this could please be marked as an exhibit.
Oh, okay. This is a new document.
It is.
Let me get that out then.
Are we at exhibit 18?
I've actually got exhibit 21.
Oh, okay. Let me just see. Okay, exhibit 21. Ms. Woodward, for the record, this is an April 28, 2020 email from you to Ms. Devlin. Ms. Woodward?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear my question?
I did not. This microphone and speaker are cutting out a lot.
Okay. Well, let me know if you're having trouble hearing or if I'm breaking up at all, and I'll make
Okay.
sure to repeat myself.
Okay.
And so I don't know, my question was, would you confirm that this exhibit 21 is an April 28, 2020 email from you to Ms. Devlin?
That is correct.
And the email is addressing two different issues. Can you just explain to Judge Gelhard what you were communicating in that email to Ms. Devlin?
I was referring to the CTC attendance policy that we just looked at that states that you need to notify your supervisor or scheduler of your absence within 2 hours of your scheduled shift. And this is pretty standard in healthcare that we need to find replacements and need that 2-hour window in order to do that.
Okay. And then the second paragraph, what did that concern?
This was an instance when we were in the nurse, I believe this is an instance when we were in the nurse's station. I asked her to, looks like collect a sample. And she basically said, "You're the director of nursing, you do it yourself." And it was just kind of came out of left field. She basically undermined me in front of several staff members who were in the nurses station. So that was just basically to put that in writing to make sure that it was known to her that that's not acceptable to talk to your supervisor like that.
Did it sound as if she was joking?
No, absolutely not. Everyone was kind of taken aback by it, to be honest.
Okay. If I can direct your attention, please, to tab R9. And again, just for the record, I know this is not on the document you have, Ms. Woodward, but this document, Judge Gellhardt, has been marked as Exhibit 4.
Okay.
And if you want to, it's a multi-page document in terms of email, starting with on page 4 with a June 1, 2020 email from Tammy Christensen, the scheduler, to Ms. Devlin, and then it's email communications from starting with that one on the 1st, ending with the one on the 4th. And so if you want to just review those, unless you're already familiar with those.
I'm starting from the beginning here.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So I'm looking at the first pages from Tammy. It's accurate, and I'm sure per our policy that we do need to have a schedule or 30 days in advance in order to take off, and that's to help out with staffing.
And as
I
I
do see
understand
since
it,
it's in a, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there was some testimony this morning, but it was my understanding that this all originated with a request for a dentist appointment.
Correct.
Okay. And so the communication starts, but it starts between Ms. Christensen and Ms. Devlin, and then you ended up getting involved. I know that
Mhm.
Ms. Devlin brought you in as a CC to the June 1st, 12:38 p.m. email. And then you began exchanging. So tell me what was going on in terms of why you ended up getting involved or why you were communicating to Ms. Devlin.
From what I can see, it sounds like she was challenging Tammy's decision for this. So I'm assuming that Tammy got me involved because they didn't really get along with each other very well, and I tend to have to get a lot or get involved in situations like this when there's kind of headbutting or disagreements in decisions.
Okay. And in your at some point you had replied to an email from Ms. Devlin on June 1st at 1:40 p.m. and because to remind her that frequent absence that you were referring to related to non-FMLA or low census time.
Correct.
Okay. If I can direct your attention, please, to tab R10, and Judge Gellhardt, this document